Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into a city that, well, it holds this really fascinating contradiction right at its core. Imagine a place that's home to the world's largest inland port and Germany's second largest steel location. I mean, a real powerhouse of heavy industry, right?
Yeah, the definition of industrial might.
Exactly. But then, here's the twist. The Guardian newspaper turns around and names it home to one of the world's finest parks.
Wow. Okay. How does that even work?
Right. How does a city balance those two sort of polar opposite identities?
It's a pretty remarkable story, isn't it? We're focusing on Duisburg today. It's a key city in Germany's Rhine-Ruhr metropolitan region, sitting right where the Rhine and Ruhr rivers meet. Super strategic spot.
Okay.
And our mission for this deep dive, really, is to unpack how a city that was so defined by its industrial past, coal and steel, has managed to reinvent itself.
Reinvent itself into what exactly?
Into, well, a pretty vibrant hub for culture, sports, and community. But, crucially, we also need to look at the challenges it still faces.
Yeah.
It's not all sunshine and roses.
Absolutely. And to do that, we've gathered quite a mix of sources for you. We've got the official tourism guides, painting that picture of transformation.
Right, the glossy version.
Yeah. But we also have profiles from American football leagues, which is kind of surprising in itself.
Definitely unexpected for a German industrial city.
And we've even got the raw, unfiltered views from residents, people sharing stuff on forums like Reddit, so a real mix.
That should give us a much fuller picture, the good and the, well, maybe not so good.
Exactly. We want to help you understand what makes Duisburg truly unique, and maybe what lessons its journey offers about resilience, Reinvention. Let's dig in.
Okay, so at its absolute core, Duisburg's identity has always been tied to its industrial muscle and its geography, of course.
That port you mentioned.
Yeah, the world's largest inland port, the Duisburg-Ruhrwerder Hafen. I mean, this thing is enormous. We're talking 21 docks, 40 kilometers of wharf.
40 kilometers, wow.
Yeah, it handles something like over 40 million tons of goods every year. It's a huge logistics hub for Europe.
And it's not just the port, is it? You mentioned steel.
Oh yeah, it's the biggest steel location in Germany. And get this, the second largest in the entire world.
Second largest globally, that's massive.
It is. About half of Germany's pig iron and maybe a third of its crude steel comes from Duisburg. It's fundamental to German industry.
So, okay, you have this industrial giant. How do you get from that to one of the world's finest parks? That's the leap I'm trying to grasp.
Right. And what's really insightful here is how Duisburg has embraced this idea of adaptive reuse instead of just knocking everything down.
Which must have been tempting, I guess.
Maybe. But instead, they've sculpted new life within the old industrial skeleton. It's not just about saving money. It's like this powerful statement, turning old factories and furnaces into something new, symbols of renewal.
Okay, adaptive reuse. I like that. It kind of challenges the idea that you have to start from scratch to grow.
Exactly. It preserves history while building the future.
So where can we see this production to play idea most clearly? Give me an example.
Okay, the prime example has to be the Landscape Park, Duisburg Nord. Landschaftspark, they call it.
Landscape Park.
Yeah. It's this huge, sprawling 200-hectare site. It used to be a massive Thyssen ironworks. Pumped out like 37 million tons of pig iron until it closed in '85.
Right. A relic of the industrial past.
Exactly. But today, it's this amazing mix of culture, nature, sports, festivals. It's incredible. You can actually go diving.
Diving.
Yeah. In Europe's biggest artificial diving center. It's inside an old gasometer, 13 meters deep.
You're kidding? A gasometer?
Nope. And you can go rock climbing in the old ore storage bunkers. There's a high ropes course in what used to be a casting house.
Wow.
And there's this old defunct blast furnace they've turned into a viewing tower. The views are apparently spectacular.
I can only imagine turning a blast furnace into a viewpoint.
That's creative.
It really is. And the whole park is open day and night, entries free. It gets over 1 million visitors a year.
1 million, that's huge. Yeah. And at night, there's this amazing light installation by an artist, Jonathan Park. It just bathes the whole place in color. Makes the industrial shapes look, well, beautiful, actually.
That sounds incredible. Okay, so the Landscape Park is a major example. What else?
Well, building on that theme, you've got the Inner Harbor.
Yeah, our Robert, right.
This place used to be known as the Ruhr region's breadbasket because of all the grain trading that went on. Huge warehouses.
Okay, another industrial-ish area.
Exactly. But since the mid-90s, they've totally transformed it. Based on plans by Sir Norman Foster, no less.
Oh, the famous architect.
the very same. Now it's this modern district, offices, apartments, cultural spots, lots of cafes and restaurants, water-based leisure stuff.
So it's lively now.
Very. There's a marina, some really striking modern architecture like the Five Boats building, and museums too, often in those old converted warehouses, like the Cooper's Mule, which is an art museum.
Nice. Art in a warehouse keeps that history alive.
Precisely. And there's also the Cultural and City History Museum there. It actually houses the Mercator Schatzkammer, Mercator's treasure chamber.
Mercator, like the map guy.
Exactly. They have the world's first atlas from 1595 there.
Wow. In Duisburg's Inner Harbor, that's quite something.
It is. And as I said, it's got a really buzzy dining scene now too, more than 15 restaurants and clubs. So it's a proper destination.
Okay, so Landscape Park, Inner Harbor. Any other really standout transformations?
Yeah, one more visually striking one is Tiger and Turtle Magic Mountain.
Tiger and Turtle, what is that?
It's basically a walkable roller coaster sculpture made of steel.
Walkable, so you don't ride it.
Nope, you walk on it. It's built on an old slag heap, industrial waste, and opened in 2011. It looks amazing, especially at night when it's lit up by hundreds of LEDs.
Huh. A walkable roller coaster on a slag heap. You can't make this stuff up.
Right. It's become super popular with photographers. Apparently, it's even been featured on Microsoft start screens. It's another symbol of turning industrial remnants into something unique.
Definitely unique. Any other museums tapping into that industrial past?
There's the Museum der Deutschen Binnenschifffahrt, the Museum of German Inland Navigation.
Makes sense, given the port.
Exactly. It's Germany's largest collection on river shipping. But the building itself is interesting. It's housed in a former Art Nouveau public swimming pool from 1910.
A swimming pool?
Yeah. Apparently, it had some pretty strict rules back in the day, like no corn removal on the premises.
No corn removal? What does that even mean?
I have no idea. But it adds character, right?
It certainly does. So all these places, the park, the harbor, Tiger and Turtle, the museum, they're kind of connected.
Yeah, they're all key stops on the wider Industrial Heritage Trail, which links up these kinds of sites across the whole Ruhr region. Duisburg is a really central part of that story of transformation.
Okay, so we've established Duisburg has literally rebuilt itself, repurposing its industrial bones in really creative ways. Amazing stuff.
Yeah, the physical transformation is undeniable.
But what about, the feel of the city day to day? Beyond those specific landmark sites, what's the pulse like? Culture, community, sports?
Right, because a city isn't just its buildings, is it?
Exactly. Is there a strong cultural scene alongside all that industrial heritage?
It seems so, yeah. Duisburg boasts some pretty major institutions. There's the Deutsche Oper am Rhein, that's the opera company it shares with Düsseldorf.
Teaches.
And the Duisburg Philharmonic Orchestra, which apparently has a really strong international reputation. Plus the Lembrick Museum, which focuses on modern sculpture. So some heavy hitters there.
Any specific highlights within those?
Well, the Mercator Hall, where the Philharmonic plays, has this enormous concert organ. It costs like 1.5 million euros, apparently over 4,000 pipes. Modeled on one in Dundee, Scotland, interestingly.